Perfect. Thank you everyone for joining again. And today we are having the third special session. In this special session, first of all, we are going to start with the doubt clearing. That doubt clearing will be related to the data modeling concept, assignment topics, e-commerce and telecom data set. After that, we will see the other questions in scenario based, or it will be also be depending on the PL3 entity. All right. So there is no particular slides that I'm going to go through. It is just the banner that I have built. So let's start and go through the first question. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. I'm going to need all of you to be like online and to talk it out. Like, what is your thought? What was your thought about the data? And then I will also like we are going to discuss it out, like how this question is supposed to solve. Okay. So I'm not going to do it entirely. Like I will do it entirely, but I'm going to need the inputs. Like what was your thought at that place and so on. Chalo. So which one should do you want to go first? E-commerce or telecom? Mm,
Telecom.
Telecom.
yeah, telecom is having almost I guess 12 tables, right? Let's go.
Yes.
So we are going to go with one by one steps. Um, the step starts from getting the data in. So I can see there are all the tables. And just give me a moment. I'm getting a call from one student. Chalo. So you can also do it with me if you have already done. You know, no need to do, of course. But if you have not done it yet, so start doing it with me. Let's select all the tables that we are going to use. And after the first step, after getting the data, the second step we are going to do, that is transforming it. Um, there is a need of transforming the data. You are going to find some of the things that are not very clean, basically. And do you remember I said one thing? Like how did you not get a actual problem here? Like there is a error in this data in particular table and in a particular columns, and nobody came back to me with the question that how do you solve it? Okay, almost all of you are talking about the local A concept and how this probably the DDMMYY thing probably is happening with the date column, but that's not the actual scenario there. So let's see like if you can figure that out today. Okay. So I am on a rate dimension table. So as the name suggests, it is a rate, it is a dimension table. Out of 30 rows, they are all okay. I do not have to do anything. Like column names are good, data types are good. The plan key. So let's see about it. I just need unique and distinct for every table. If it says it is a dimension or if it is a dimension, I just want to see if that plan key or if any primary key in that table or if any key in that table do we have the distinct equal to unique or not. So if you remember about the concept of distinct and unique, it represents distinct means even if the numbers are repeating, it will get counted as one. Unique means if the numbers are repeating, it will not get count as all. Okay, so if 30 and 30 distinct is equal to unique is equal to overall count, suppose that is the case, it means that might be my primary key. It means there are no duplicates at all in that column. Okay, so I can see like plan name, plan key, this can be some of my plans, like that can be my keys here. Quality table, that is also a dimension. So let me name it something like that. We do not have to write it, okay? It is just for our understanding at the moment. That's why I'm doing it. But otherwise, you never have to change these things or make any updates like this. Basically, call deem or fact, anything of that sort. Okay, quality dimension. So numbering plan dimension. So there are some null. There are 999 plus data, so there are some null. 2483 distinct, 2483 unique, 8485. So let me try removing the duplicates. First of all, not from here, home tab. Okay. So 8401 customer key. Okay, so there is this customer key with the unique dates and okay, alright. So I do not have anything else to do with. Month name 33 distinct, 33 unique. Month column is full. I don't have anything to do with numbering plan, right? Okay.
Rishika, I
Then,
have a question here.
mm-hmm.
This column profiling based on top 1,000 rows, na?
Hmm.
So if there are more than 1,000 rows, so how do we understand that there are no duplicates beyond that 1,000 rows?
So I selected the scope. By default, it is first 1,000 rows, but I selected it for entire data set. So
Okay.
I will get to see that there are blanks or errors on the basis of entire data set that they have. So even if it doesn't have, or even if it has a duplicates, I am still going to remove it. Okay, because duplicates in any case we don't need, right?
Yeah.
At least at the table level. Column level, obviously there will be duplicates. Like one column can have multiple values. So if I want to see if my duplicates are there or not in particular column basis, I can understand it by using distinct and unique here. Okay, because unique means if numbers are repeating, it will not get count. If distinct means if it is duplicating, it means it is going to get counted as one. So the difference is two. So somewhat somewhere two or three का कुछ
There are
difference हो
duplicates
सकता है यहाँ
value.
पे. Like there might be duplicates with the two or three values here with this
Okay.
column only. Okay, not entire table I'm talking about. But
Mm.
here if you can see customer key, it says 2485 distinct and unique. And if I add one more thing, column profile, you will see overall count also 2485. Means number of rows in that column, then distinct values and unique values, all of it are same. It means there is no duplicate at all. Okay. It is not my primary key here because number, it is something about numbering plan, numbering change plan, something like that. But at least we got something which is unique in this table. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
even if
why
your
we
data
can't
is
show it
more
in the
than
primary
1,000,
key?
even if you have the data more than 1,000, so first of all, you can change the scope. If it is not 1,000, make it bigger. And after that, you can use these views for the data preview. It is a column profile, column distribution, and gradually, like by one figures here, you can figure out like if it is having duplicates or not.
Okay. So if we are getting unique value, all the unique values here, so why we can't consider it as a primary key, though it is not having a null value?
Not every column can be considered as primary key. Okay, like we can, but at this moment, like we are having a numbering plan dimension table, and that represents as the table, like as you can understand it by name also, that it is something about like which customer is having which plan, and of course, every customer is going to be unique, and each customer is going to have a particular plan along with him. Okay, it is not exactly customers information. It is not exactly numbers information. It is about the person, what number or what plan is considered under that particular person. Okay, so that's why this customer key is unique in this case. Okay, and we cannot consider it as a primary key, but it is somewhat unique key in this table. I'm not saying anything concrete. We are just trying to create the overall chart at the moment. Data modeling is the process which is never like you are not going to do it only one time. Okay, you are going to do it every time whenever the numbers doesn't match. Okay, like your output is different, you what you are doing is different. So first speculation you are going to do, that's going to be with data modeling only. Okay, so this is like first iteration. Once you start building, there will be more multiple times you are going to check.
Okay. Thank you.
So if the column contains null value, then that count will also show in column distribution. Yes, Srividya. So if there are having nulls or anything, so either there will be blank, but that blank will be considered as one. Okay, even if there are multiple blanks. And here also you will see like in column statistics under column profile that if there are any empty, then what is the count for that? So empty is also one. Okay. So distinct, unique, and empty is one. It means like out of all the data, there is some one value which is not there. Okay. So if I want to see, this is about 1,000 rows. But if I keep only blanks, let's see if I have the option. Uh, I don't have the option at the moment. But there is this customer key, like there are some blanks. It's there or it might not be there. For some value here, there is not a blank, and that's why some places there is a small black portion, and some places it is not. Okay, but let's see after some time about it. It is about data modeling first, and in this process, even if it is having a black, it doesn't matter unless and until it is going to cause a trouble while creating the final reports. Okay, so month dimension again, a simple dimension, nothing to worry about. There is nothing there is no duplicates and all. Here I have to do something. So there is a feature dimension. This is the feature dimension key. Okay, both the tables are not entirely same, but since it is a dummy data, I can go with this feature dim new. Okay, data wants us to give the feature related information, so I'm not going to use this second table feature dimension, and I will only keep it up with the feature dim new for the further reporting. So I'm going to stop its enable load. When I'm going to stop enable load here, it represents that I'm not going to take it forward. Okay, this table will not be used further. Okay, it is, I have taken it here, but if you know, like, this is a one time task and I do not want to use it further, something in that situation, you can like stop its enable load. Okay, so feature new, that is my new table. Equipment, that is also cool. Equipment dimension, this is also all right, I think. Yeah, this is good. Date dimension, again, let's check it for all the data. And okay, date key, and they are having 1,000 rows also only. Okay, so with entire data set also, they are having this many rows. Cool. Customer plan change, and here you are going to see some error. Let's see if you can figure that out. It is a very silly error actually, and it is a man-made error. It is not the machine error. Like, it is not something that you are taking a data from any platform and the platform or website has given you those output. It is something somebody deliberately made the changes in the data, and that's what that error is about. Okay, because this data set I got it in my in one of my past companies as a challenge. Okay, like, it is for monthly, or for the data team it was a challenge, like just for the fun purpose. You can take this data and you can try making something out of it, just inside the team or something like that. Okay, so my manager or somebody probably in the team who organized that challenge, so they did this thing. So I'm on my customer plan change dimension. Okay, there is a record ID. Let's put it for entire data set. Okay, so there is this record ID with unique data. There is a customer key. It is not unique. Plan key. Okay, so that is also not unique. Plan activation date, plan deactivation date. So this date columns does not have any particular date. Like, it is not assigned as a date, like data type. So I'm going to change that to date. Okay, and all right. So when you are going to do it, you are going to see these two columns represents error. There are 6 error in activation column. There are 9 errors in my deactivation column. Okay, we are having almost 1695 number of rows. These two columns are having a null. Okay, so I'm going to keep only null on the screen. Keep error. Let's understand what are those error. Before me telling you anything, please keep your screen like this. Okay, like, you can make your screen like this and let me know what is the error that you have figured, like, you could understand from the given data. What do you think what happened here, and why do we have this error? I'm showing you this error, like, you can put the value, you can put your mouse on the cell.
Just change the type, means like the format. Year first year, then month, and then date.
Okay, so one statement is, uh, people says like it is about the formatting, a ddmmyy or mmddyy, and that's why people, like, that's why that's the error. Okay, anything else? Okay, that's the first suggestion. Anybody else?
I think we need to convert into the text first and then change the data type as a date.
Okay, so let's try to do that as Sagar is saying. So I'm removing this change type column. Okay, so record ID is my number. Customer key is again my number. Plan key is a number. Activation date, you say you first want to change it to the text. Okay, it doesn't show any error right now. Cool. And then you wanted to change to date column. Still it is showing error. Anybody else, they are having this screen open, suppose, and can figure out what happened. As I told you, it is a man-made error. Okay. Even though if this data is coming from some platform, you are never going to see this error, this type of error. Okay. So try to figure that out. It is a man-made error. Somebody deliberately changed the data. So what do you think what happened?
We have to write in correct
एक्चुअली
format.
29 फरवरी ये डेट होता है क्या? और 15 में?
Perfect. So all the data, all the error between in this data is about on in February month they are showing the 29th, they are showing 30th, they are showing 30th here. It's about 31st 9 2024. I guess it is also something similar to that. It is not exactly for September, but it is 98 10. So all the error that you are guessing here, so they are because we do not have those dates in that month. Okay. Like almost at all the places, it is because of that error, that issue only. 29th. Cool. So that's why we are having this error basically here. And it was like nobody could, like even in that competition also, nobody actually even mentioned this point, like because they thought like probably there is a error and everybody skipped it, and they actually asked about this question like just guess, and you will get the extra credit on it. uh, so nobody guessed actually. There were like a team of 10-15 people and nobody guessed that time as well. So we are not going to do anything with this actually, but if you want, you can remove this. We are not going to remove. We can keep it as it is as well. There is no error. There is no issue with this. I just wanted to discuss about like what do you think about this error? Chalo. Customer dimension. We are having a customer key. Let me change it to suppose number. Let's see if I have 2884 and okay, all right. Count is same and it means like there are no errors. There are no blanks. Okay. It looks good. CDR fact new. This is also, I guess, it is all right. There is no blanks. Like even if it is having a blank, there is no problem with the blank. I am just worried about duplicates or errors. Okay. And here we are good. Chalo. So I'm going to click on close and apply. Let's get back on main screen. So without Excel sheet, how do I do it? Like it's not a rocket science. I just go one by one table. Um, but still I am not going to go through any Excel sheet for this. So how we are going to do it? So let's try. Okay. So I'm on my model view, manage relationship. Let's remove everything that is already been made and let's delete.
We haven't yet identified foreign key, na?
No, we have not. No. So
Okay.
what I'm going to do, I'm just directly going to do that. That's what I'll say. Ki, like I'm not going to do it in Excel sheet separately. If I think or if you think it is not like you are not understanding, suppose, then I will start showing it through the Excel sheets after that. But
Okay.
even directly through this new relationship and like going directly with the main model, you will understand. I hope so. We can try in that way as well.
Okay.
Chalo. So what happens most of the time, you are going to understand if that table is a dimension table or the fact table just by seeing the name. I'm not talking about this dimension word or fact word here. Even if those words are not there, still you are going to understand if these columns, if those tables mentioning about the fact or the dimension. For example, something if it would have written only a rate, as per the rate, I might have thought in the past ki, okay, rate means probably about the pricing about the data or something in that way only. Okay. And pricing related, so I would have kept it as a on hold. Like okay, it can be my fact as well as it can be my dimension. But if I'm thinking about quality, and if you see the data about quality, it is all about description of the data only. Okay. So I can definitely say like this table is my dimension. Okay. So most of the time, out of 10 at least, 6 or 7 times you are correctly guessed like this table is your dimension or this table is your fact. Okay, at least like all the tables you have seen in telecom or e-commerce, you at least can figure that out. Okay, this table, just by understanding the name or just by understanding the table also, you will see, okay, this table can be my fact table or this can be my dimension table, something in that way. Okay. So I hope that is okay. Like I hope you can figure that out at least. Like not always you are correct, suppose, but at least out of 10 you will be right at, for 4 times or 5 times. Okay, this is my fact table or the dimension table. Okay. Chalo. So call termination. We do not have anything here. CDR fact new. As the name it as well, it is a fact table, and even if it is not written, still you can say by the cost, duration, customer key, date key. By seeing this many key columns, after that there are so many numerical columns, I can totally guess that this is going to be my fact table going ahead as well. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my fact table. Okay. And after every fact table, I'm going to use dimension table as per the key column that are available. Okay. So let's see one by one, like what are the key columns we have here. Like it will be a foreign key, of course, and I will select that foreign key and I will try to select appropriate dimension table for it. So starting from the start, in CDR fact new, call duration, call number, calling number. So there is a customer key. So I will select that. So for customer key, I have this customer dimension, which is going to be containing a primary key for this column. So if I select my customer dimension, let's see there is there any customer key or here not. So customer key I selected. It says it is a many to many relationship at the moment. If there is any other column that we have, okay, so no. But as at this point, this is a customer key and this is a customer key here. I cannot use it. Probably there is some update in there is something that we might have to do in customer dimension. Let me check once again. Close. Not this one. Dimension. So customer dimension says it is representing the duplicates. 1000 number of rows. 2484. Let me try removing the duplicates. Just in case if there is anything as per the duplicates we are dealing with. Okay, it doesn't have anything, but I'm not sure like why it was showing the customer key as a duplicate. Mm. Okay, how do I know that it contains a duplicate or what? Because it was showing many to many relationship. If my customer key was perfectly normal, if it was perfectly primary key, so I would have got many to one, because above was my fact table, below I selected one dimension table. So comparing with the customer key to the dimension table's customer key, it would have given me the many to one relationship, and that's what we are looking for here. You should always go for you should always go for many to one relationship only, many to one or one to many, that's it. Okay. So CDR fact new, customer key, let's try this again. Customer key, and it still says it is a many to many. Let me try if it is going to show many to one or not. So it says column customer key in the table customer dimension contains blank values, and this is not allowed for columns on the one side of a many to one relationship or by column that are as the primary key of the table. So we are having a blanks. You can understand that from the given data also. So customer dimension. If there are any blanks, let me remove it. Let's see if we can keep or not. Customer key we have identified. This is going to be my dimension table. So let me remove replace it with no name, no name list. Oh no, we cannot do that. I cannot change this null value, but we are having a customer key and we do not have any value in front of it.
We can't remove this as it is showing null.
I can remove this because if there is no customer key, like if there is no Aadhaar number in front of any person, so we can just have, like we can flag this particular number, suppose, or we can do something and we can report. If it would have been actual project, so we would have reported like there is a data but there is no values in front. So what to
Yeah.
do? So to flag also, this is a 1, 2, 3. This is the numerical column at the moment. Okay. And this numerical column cannot be replaced with no data or no name kind of a value. So what I'm thinking, let's replace it with, if it is a blank, I'm going to replace it with 0 because there is nothing for 0, I believe. Okay, it is starting from 1. So if it contains a null, I'm going to replace this data with null. Sorry, I'm going to replace the nulls with 0. So for null values to find is null, and let's replace it with 0. So there will be something to flag for. Like if it would have been an actual project, I would have went to the main person and I would have said like, okay, there are all the numbers with 0, which says they were the blank previously. Okay. So customer fact, that is a fact table. We are having customer key. There is this customer dimension. So customer key and this customer key. Now it is showing many to one. It is cool. Save it. New relationship. CDR fact new. Date key. Of course, my date is coming from date table, date dimension. So there is a date key and here is a date key, many to one. Perfect. Second relationship. Third relationship. Again, I'm going to select fact. What is the next column which is considered as a key? So there is a equipment key. Selecting equipment and selecting equipment dimension. Okay. So we are having equipment key here and you can see it contains equipment type key as well. Okay, so let's see equipment I'm going to connect first. We will just focus on fact table and all the key columns it has. Okay, with every other table. Feature key, lex table is feature. So feature key and feature key many to one. That is cool. Save. Don't worry about the preview of the data. Okay, like the way the data looks like here. It mostly shows 000 something in that way. But it is about like whatever the data has loaded first, that's what they are going to show. So don't worry if you are getting just 00 or what something from the given data. Okay, we were at feature key till now. After feature, there is a plan key. So there is a table about plans. Okay, numbering plan dimension. So we are having something about plan. So let's see, it is about customer key and numbering plan. What is it about rate? Okay, so this rate dimension represents the plan information. Okay, so rate dimension means plan rate, something in that way. So there is a description, plan currency, plan flag, plan key, and that key probably represents this value. Or probably we can check it again, like how this rate dimension is working. So I'm not going to select anything with the plan key as of now. Let's go with the quality ID, quality dimension, and quality ID and quality. Where is my quality? Sorry, I was supposed to select CDR fact and rate dimension was quality. So quality ID and quality ID. Okay. So this is going to be my next column. So I have built 5 relationships. CDR fact new. After quality, we have roaming, service, surcharge, termination key. Right. So we have the table called as call termination. So let's select termination and termination. Let's save it. Almost 6. Let's again cross check if you have anything else after termination key. So no, there is nothing. So at least all the things that I could understand from just looking at the column name, those are connected from the main fact table. Okay. One thing that I remember about, it's from the equipment dimension or equipment type. So equipment dimension contains a equipment type key. So I'm going to connect to this one and equipment type dimension here. So these two are connected. Safe. Next table I'm going to connect is about date and month. So they both are related to time period, and if they are in the two different tables, still they are related to time period only. So month, calendar month, and here is also we have calendar month only, I guess. So this can be connected. I'm not going to select previous month ID. It doesn't make sense if you are going to select previous month data. You can just select calendar month, whichever is happening currently. Okay, save. So there were 11 tables, and we are done with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 relationships so far. So there are still two more relationships that yet to be done. Okay. Let me close and let's see what has been remain out of all of it. I'm going to click on this reset layout, and you will see how the overall relationship is built, like how the overall um, model is built. So my fact table is in the center. This date dimension is here. Okay, I'm just rearranging it to understand like how the connections are made. Okay, so there are three tables that are not yet connected, and let's see about my rate dimension table. Like what is it about? So if it is about plan information, plan key, plan name, description. It is about plan information only. So I can just directly select this rate dimension and the plan column. Okay, so there is the plan column as well. Plan key ऐसा कुछ लिखा था. Okay, so there is this plan key, and let's see my rate dimension. Okay, so I'm going to just directly click this too. So plan key and plan key, they are connected. Let's save. Chalo, so done. Again, last two table remain. If any question, let me know. Whatever I have done in the class, like I have done with this overall graph so far. Any question? Like I have seen couple of people, they have already done it correctly so far, but just in case. Yes, Ashutosh.
Rashika, can we check the plan keys first? Like what are the numbers?
So we have this plan key, and CDR fact new also contains plan key like this. So I guess they have converted null as a zero only here as well, but they have something similar to what 1 2 3 0 0 1, and similar to this plans 1 2 3 0 0 1.
Okay.
Right. There was plan flag also. I wanted to see like what is it about. Okay, so it is just one or two value. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Um, anybody who has reached to at least this level, like I only remember, I guess Prachi has done it correctly. Sagar, I remember. There are a couple of more. Sachin ka perfectly bana tha. Only two tables are remain. Let's see what do we have in customer plan change, and what do we have in. Does it make sense, everyone? Like Neha, I remember you were struggling with this table, I guess. Others, I have seen couple of people jinka thoda galat hua tha. But do you understand like how I have built it? I didn't use the Excel sheet, but I just went with it is not, I'm not going to call it as a gut feeling, but I'm just going to consider like there is a fact table, and of course fact table is going to be with foreign keys. So I just started selecting the foreign keys and the dimension table or expected dimension tables for those foreign keys, and I just did whatever suits the best first, and then now one by one I'm checking what are all the tables that are remain. Right. Okay. Let me know like if there is any other question. So there are two last table. I'm just going to check it out for. The last two tables. One is from numbering plan dimension. So there is something about number key 2485, 2483 number of distinct values. There is a customer key which is the unique value. So I can do number customer key. I can connect directly, suppose, with customer table. It is going to be a one-to-one relationship, but still it doesn't matter. Like it is all right. Even one-to-one, it's okay. One-to-many or many-to-one. All the three items they are okay. We just don't need many-to-many. Okay. So customer key I can connect from numbering plan dimension. And number key is also there. So let's see if there is any other table that we can do it with. Customer plan change, they are having a record ID. It doesn't make sense with this. Customer key, we have one. So I can connect customer key with the main customer table. We have the plan key, but we have to also focus on what it is exactly talking about. Do we want to um, make it focused on a plan, or do we want to make it focus on a customer? So we can do it in both ways, but let's do it with customer key first. And if it works, that's okay. If it doesn't, then we can connect it with plan key. And these two tables I'm going to connect directly with customer dimension. For number key, there is not particular number key as a column, like number key as a dimension table. Okay, so let's do it. So last two tables, I'm going to connect directly with the customer table. Customer dimension is going to be the main table here. So customer plan change, let's connect with the customer dimension. So customer key and this customer key here, many to one. It's cool. Save. And finally, the last relationship, it was numbering plan. We don't have anything to do with number key or country code. We do not have any data related to geolocation. So that's why we cannot do that. So customer table and customer table. So customer key and customer key. These two I'm going to select. So we are having a customer key here and we are having a customer key at this place. Chalo. And many to one. Cool. Save. So I think so we are all the relationships are built. This is my CDR fact new at the center. This is my equipment. Okay, equipment is connected, quality dimension is collected, rate dimension is connected, call termination is here, date dimension, month here, feature table, only customer table is there which is having two more branches. So which schema is this? What schema are we dealing with?
Snowflake.
Correct. Again, I'm telling you, this is our first draft of creating a model. If it would have been an actual project and we are dealing with actual numbers, the data validation and all of that stuff, at that point we would have done it again. Like not in like it is not mandatory that we are going to do it again. Just in case my validation is not matching, just in case my numbers are not matching with what client is showing, in that at such time I'm going to check this overall what is that overall data model again. Okay, but it is somewhat like out of 10, almost 2 3 times you probably will come back and check if your numbers are correct or not, or your connections are correct or not. Okay, so this is like iterative process. It is not going to stay the same. Like if you, it is not like that you are going to make it this time and it is you never have to change it again ever again in the future. Okay, so this is how your relationship is been made. One thing that we have not discussed it during the actual theory lecture, but I'm just going to show you the trick. There are 12 tables at the moment, 12 or 11 tables. Okay. At this area in semantic model, you will see all about your tables here. So there were 12 tables and 11 relationship. It means it makes sense. 12 table hai, 11 relationship. That's how it goes. Four tables and one relationship. 4 tables and 3 relationships. That makes sense. Okay. Feature dimension table and feature dim new, those two were somewhat same actually, Ramya. So we went on, like we go ahead with the feature dim new. That's what we selected. That made more sense to connect with actually. Feature dimension is there, but it was not like we could have done the ETL also on that, but still, instead of that, I used to went ahead with the featured dim new. That was the main table, like expected table that we could have used basically. Okay. Um, Chalo. So one thing that I wanted to show, not a trick or like, but it is a tip type of a thing. So at the moment we are dealing with 12 tables. In my, like I have seen my sister's project and she was working with almost 35, 40 number of tables at certain point of time. Okay. So how they were doing it with all the tables? Okay. Of course, there was not a situation that only one schema was going to be made. There were multiple schemas. Okay. Like not all the data was connected to the, not all the 30 tables were connecting to each other. There were smaller groups of connections as well. Okay. So how do you understand it? Okay. So this is a all table area. Okay. Let me have this yellow box. So there is this all table area. It means like all the tables that you have, it is going to be presented here. There is an option to start with new layout. You can add as many layout as you want. It means you can add as many model in a different boxes. Okay. You do not have to keep it all in under one umbrella. If you think this particular portion here, like this particular portion here, it is important, like it is going to be more elaborated, like there will be more tables connecting to this particular point suppose. So what I can do, I can come back to here, layout 1. I can only ask it to show the numbers for this area. Okay, like you can just focus about that particular table here. Okay. At the moment in this layout 1, let's see, okay, I'm going to put the CDR fact new. Okay. This is my table. There is an option called as add related table. So with which what going to happen? All the tables that are directly connected to CDR fact new, they are all automatically will connect here as well. This is kind of a view. Okay. Okay. Whatever we have built it here, all of that in a smaller portion is going to look here. So if you go and click add related table, so all the tables which are directly connected to CDR FACNA, they are all will be connected here. They will only be shown here. There are no further branches. It is just to understand the view of the data. Okay. So CDR fact new contains the tables, but we know that there are tables which connected further. So I can again add a layout. Okay, I will add this customer dimension suppose, and I will ask it that what are all the tables that are directly connected to customer dimension. So there are 3 tables which are directly connected. Customer dimension is at the center because I ask this table to show all the related tables. So customer dimension, and these are the 3 tables which are directly connected to this customer. So you can have the smaller looks of this big table. Okay. At the moment there are only 12, but in future if there would have been more, so like how can you see all of this data at this on such a small screen basically, right? Like you cannot just always drive here and there, scroll here and go there and sort of like that. So you can create multiple layouts and you can give the smaller view, like what is happening in CDR fact, suppose what is happening in this customer dimension and so on. Okay. So that was your e-commerce table. And any question? Anyone? This is your snowflake. Anybody who reached almost किसी का था, like they have done it almost to this point, or where did you actually face the issue? And yes, Ramya, the CDR numbering plan that we already have connected. CDR was the main fact table basically, so everything is connected to this only. Okay, where did you face any issue? Like where exactly were you struggling, suppose, when you were making this?
Rashika, you have said the one-to-one relationship is fine, correct? So
Yeah.
from in two of the table, I think we are having primary key, or we can say we are having unique values, like connect. I don't the tables. So
I guess that
customer.
was with customer table only, because customer
Uh,
dimension is your many, and customer plan change and numbering plan. So numbering plan was also containing, I guess, a unique column only.
because
Like,
only these two tables, I cannot figure out how to connect.
acha. So basically 1 to 1 is okay. 2485. Okay, this customer key here, numbering plan dimension, it contained many all the unique columns here. Oh, sorry, on all the unique values here in customer key. I'm not sure like why it didn't give us many to many relationship at the moment. I guess there must be some okay. I guess there must be some null or something in this data numbering plan. That's why it is showing many in this area. If we can just remove that null, so that time also it will become 1 to 1. So I guess this
Okay.
is the place where you probably have got 1 to 1 relation.
Yeah, I think I did write it down. I just write it down. So where are the tables,
Hmm.
which tables are contained by.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I will check.
मेन तो उसी के साथ हो सकता है, like this customer table is only the one that is the only one which contain or having this type of a scenario to deal with. Otherwise remaining are direct dimension tables and they can directly connect, right? So I will Sagar, I will add this in the in our classroom only, suppose. Okay, instead of putting in the group. If you have submitted, you can check it out from there. You can download ऐसा कुछ. Okay, I can
Acha,
see.
one more question. So, is there any website or like where we can perform or practice this data?
Data for data modeling, I do not, I don't have anything actually. What that one website I have, that is for the DAX. But for data modeling, it is to work with new challenges. Like if there are any challenge or if there is any new data set coming up, people shares new data set all the time. So if you have something in that way, so you can like
Oh,
take it out and you can try making the tables. Previously, one data that I have, I will that add or share that in the group. Suppose let me save this one. So that data Chandrima gave me very earlier time in the session. So that time we were not done with the data modeling, so I didn't share it with you what I was doing. Let me do this first. I'm getting distracted. Um, so it is for e-commerce. No, this is for telecom. Okay, so that was our first. Um, yeah, so I was talking about that there was one table that there was a lots of table that this particular archive table contains. Okay, so this is Chandrima gave me earlier, and it contains 26 tables. Okay, 26 almost. Right. 20 items it contains. I guess there were more than that also. Like there were 6 fact tables and remaining were dimension table. So I can share this particular data set with all of you. If you want to practice more, if you want to try it out, so there are like 26, 25 plus tables that we have here. Okay, you can try working this out. Okay. Dimension and facts are directly assigned, so you do not have to worry much about it. But you have to focus on like how these dimensions and facts are connected. Okay. The way data is presented, you have to understand like what is the dominant information they want to tell. Okay. If you think like, for example, in our case here, in this case, suppose if you think the employee is also able to connect, an entity is also able to connect to the given data. So which one am I supposed to select? So you are going to select it on the basis of what dominance we have in the given fact table. Okay, that is one way of admitting that. That is one way of connecting the tables. But otherwise, like otherwise just go with the guts. And in future, like whenever you are actually making the project, that time again you anyways have to do. Like most of the time you have to recheck your dimensions. Okay, I will share this data set in WhatsApp group only probably. Okay, like I will make the zip file for it and I will share this one. Chalo. So the next data set, that is your e-commerce. Do you have doubt with the e-commerce or do you want to go with the scenario?
Rishika, I have doubt with the general doubt
Mm-hmm.
that I faced when I was working with the telecom data set. I
Hmm.
just tried to establish the relationship, and I just went to the table view to see some kind of information, and I accidentally ended up deleting the quality table.
Okay.
And the table was completely deleted, and the relationship was also gone. And I was
Hmm.
like trying to undo my action, which I couldn't.
Hmm. So
Any
undo is not possible with Power BI Desktop Atlas. Okay.
I mean, like Anduisa, I was trying to check whether there are any option for me to like recall my action, but I couldn't see anything. So I
Hmm.
ended up downloading the entire data set again and working on it again. In such
Okay.
a case, what would be the option that I should be doing?
Okay. So first thing, a good thing about our data at the moment is import mode. Okay, we are only dealing with the import mode at the case. So let's recreate your situation where I have deleted my quality table. Okay, I am deleting it. Okay, so whatever the relationships also has been made, that is also deleted. Okay, so there is no quality table in my modeling also. I think my quality has been deleted. So when you know like there is something important that has been deleted, so instead of deleting all and starting from the scratch, all you can do, you can just go through the recent sources, check for the telecom. You know that is a quality table that you have missed. So I will just select the quality and I will load it. Okay, and every table remaining, all the table will be as it is. You do not have to like there is a whole model. It is going to be there as it is. All I have to focus right now after that is quality table. So how my quality table is going to connect with others. Okay. So you do not have to like remove or delete every other part. It is just about that particular single table that you have deleted, and you can take it back only. Okay. So
Uh,
that is
I,
only way basically for modeling at least.
I tried the same option that you told, and when I was trying to do that, all the other table also got imported again.
Acha.
So I just need to delete the duplicate tables.
Okay. So I think while selecting probably, so you probably have selected all the selections here. Okay. There must be selected, they must be selected from here through the checkboxes, and that's why they have loaded, they got loaded again. Okay. Because without selection like this, it is not going to load. So if you don't want those, you are supposed to select only the table that you need. Remaining must be untouched. You do not have to like click on that. And whichever the table, only table that you need, that's the only one you will get after clicking on the checkbox. Okay. See, with data modeling, this type of a scenario needs the redone. Okay, redone means you can just have to you have to just take the data again and you can create your model after that. Okay, that is the only process with the data model. You do not have the option to undo or anything. Okay, because you deleted the table, you are not dealing with the simple column deletion or anything. You have deleted the table. Okay, that is with the data model concept. But if there would have been a situation where I'm dealing with the DAX formulas and my DAX formulas are getting deleted, suppose, so for that purpose, what we have done, we built a separate all major table. Okay, everyone, if you remember, at the very beginning, before starting the overall formulas, I asked you to create a table, and in that table, my majors are started to get in. Okay, we do because what happens, like it happens to me, it happened with me actually in my previous one of project that there was no use. I was not going to use the given table here. Okay, and somehow I had to delete all the tables and I had to take all the new tables. Okay, so that time what happened, I did not use that particular all major type of a concept, and my majors were all over the place. Like all of this 12 table contain one major, two major according to the table. Like it was everywhere basically. So when I deleted it, they also got deleted, and I totally forgot ki okay, my majors were also inside those table as well. And because of that, my entire work, whatever the major, whatever everything that I have built till then was all of that was gone. So that's why having the separate all major, what happened with this? All major table will be as it is. You can remove, you can delete everything else, and those major table will be there. Okay. So whenever your new table is going to come into the picture, all you have to do is check out for the majors that you have built previously. You just have to change the column name, suppose. Okay, formula is going to be same, column name or which field you are dealing with, those things are only going to be different. Okay. So this is one option that you can do with the DAX concepts or major or field wale issue if you are dealing with any of deletion concept. But with model, you have to do it again if you are deleting something. Okay. Not entirely again, but at least for that particular table again. Okay. Chalo. Are we all good with the telecom?
Yes.
All right. Chalo. So telecom, after telecom, I have this Power BI. So we are having the e-commerce. Anybody has done telecom? Sorry, telecom nahi. Apna, not apna as well. This is e-commerce. So anybody done with e-commerce?
Yes.
Okay. Was it completely done? हो गया था?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
E-commerce is comparatively easy, I guess, है ना, telecom
Yes.
से.
It was easy as compared to telecom.
Even in the e-commerce scenario, you will going to understand the table just by reading it. So customer table, geolocation, order items. So just by understanding the names, you will know कि okay, this table, customer means information about customer. Geolocation means information about location. Order items mean each orders that people have orders, suppose, so that is the information. It is about payment. It is about review. The orders probably my main fact table, suppose in this case. There is nothing about overview. You do not have to work with overview. Product and seller. So let's select all of it. So except overview, I need all of it. So going to go and click on load. I hope so कि there is nothing to transform.
Yes.
Good. So again, I'm going to follow the same pattern. I will select one table that I think might be my fact, and every column that I have in it, I'm just trying to connect with all the other tables. In this data also there are some error. I think what was that error in this product table? In this data there is something with hash NA. ऐसा कुछ लिखा है. So we don't deal with this hash NA, and that's what we have to change in this data, I guess. So there are lots of relationships already made. Let's delete all of it. And let's start from the scratch. So orders is my, probably it's my fact table. Okay, so there is a customer ID, one foreign key I can guess. There is this order ID, and there is data about date, but we do not have any data about date. Chalo. So the customer ID is 1. So let's select my customer table and select the customer ID. Alright, so there is a data with one-to-one relationship at the moment. Okay, I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm not going to confirm it, but let's see. So customer and customer ID is connected. There was nothing else in the order table. If I'm going to go one by one, if there is anything in each table. So customer table contains city and geolocation information, suppose. So, okay, zip code is there. There is nothing because all the information is here only. City, state, Unicode, zip code. So all the data about the customer location is available in this table only. So I do not have to do anything. Geolocation again is having the same city, state, and zip code. Order items contain order ID, product ID, seller ID, and 3 tables. So let's go one by one. Seller ID and seller. So these 2 columns connected. Save. Next, again order items, product ID, product tables. Save. And let's next finally order items, order ID suppose, and do we have the order table? Minute one. Cool. This one too. Save. So order items, till order items we are done. Let's go with next order payment. In this table only the order ID is new. So order ID and this order tables. Minute one. Cool. Is it making sense? Am I doing too fast? Anyone? Order reviews. So in this table, order ID is new and review ID is new. So there is nothing about review table we have. So that's why order review and the order table. Only the 2. So minute to one save. And after review, there is orders. With orders, we do not have anything else. With products, I already have connected the product table. And with seller also, we have done it. But with seller also, we can do one thing. There is a geolocation. So zip code and zip code I can connect many to one. So multiple sellers are having this geolocation information. I can save it. All right, let's try close and see how's the look here. Okay, so this geolocation is connected. I have connected it with seller. You can connect it with customer as well, but it depends on which table you want to more focus about. Okay, as per the data. Our data is related to order items and everything. So seller and order, that's what I'm going to. I'm like we can try focusing on. Okay, so there is this orders are connected to order payment, order reviews, and order items. Suppose with customer also I have connected. Anybody else having any other look? Suppose.
Rashika, orders and customer tables having bi-directional orders.
Correct.
So like this, can we should we connect this to your customer unique ID?
So customer unique ID is it having a many one to many, because we need one to many or
Yeah, I think so. We can connect and see that.
customer unique. But if it is unique ID, if it is a customer table, so it should have been a it should have been the unique
Primary.
column actually, है ना?
Okay.
Customer table में तो main primary value आनी चाहिए थी. It was not supposed to be coming from orders table that it contains the unique data. In this case, it is containing in both the direction. Like here also, it is having the
Mm-hmm.
unique data, Here also it is having a unique data. Means
In
each customer, what is the order they have placed. Okay, so there is
I
only
think
one
in
order at a
number
time.
I don't know. I think in overview
Hmm?
table uh, there is been some mentioning of the about unique customer unique ID. So that's on that basis I have connected customer unique ID or
Okay.
customer.
Okay, so they probably have added some information. I don't know, but customer was supposed to be the unique basically in this case.
Hmm.
Mm, customer. This dataset has information about the customer and its location. Use it to identify unique customer in the order dataset and to find the order. Okay, so they are asking us to find the unique customers from the order dataset. So there is the information about customer, but how can it be having multiple, no? And to find the order delivery location at our system, each order is assigned to unique customer ID. This means to the same customer. Okay. So, see, even if it is a one-to-one, in this case also that is okay. Okay. In our doubt clearing or in our next session, further session, I was going to talk about this bidirectional concept only. Okay, like what is this bidirectional cross filter concept in data model? Because
So
that
but
is
this bidirectional wouldn't be more confusing, be like where the data comes.
no, it is one-to-one. No, if it would have been many-to-many, then it is a ambiguous or like confusing state. If it is a many one-to-one, it means only one value is going to come from this table to here, and only one value is going to come from this table to above. If it would have been a many-to-many and then bidirectional, us time pe like it is ambiguous case.
And what if the other tables also like
Hmm.
we have created this model here, and we
Hmm.
have seen the all other tables are connected to order table, right?
Hmm.
So in that case, wouldn't others data table would also come to the or also like refer to the customer data as well, if we are joining.
Mm, with customer table, customer data. Uh, with customer table, so right now, so if even if other tables contain the customer ID, so this is going to connect to the customer table only, not with the order table, because customer table is specific with the customer information here. Okay, like
So
city,
they,
state, etc.
no, I got it.
So
I
we are
thought,
focusing on dimension and fact concept. If it says customer, even if order table contains customer ID and that is unique, but it doesn't tell us that if that customer's location, that customer state, city information. Only the customer table is capable of doing that in our case at the moment. So it is not like we are going to connect with the order table here. We will connect it with the customer table only. Is this what you are asking only?
acha, let's say, yeah. So let's say if we are having uh, like many in orders table, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So some other table is having relationship with orders table one to many.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, the customer also refer to that another table, right? If क्योंकि यहाँ पे bidirectional filter we are using.
हाँ हाँ.
So in
So you
that
can go
case,
ahead and select that also.
in that case, the customer table also refer to, let's say, if order item and orders are connected.
Hmm.
So on in one to many, like order item having unique and orders table having multiple like same values.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, order and order items are having one to many, right?
हाँ.
So and that in that case, the customer table can also refer to order items content or order
Correct.
item.
Because if it is bidirectional, then it can also go
In
forward and
any
go to
both
the
direction.
order item.
Oh,
Yes.
ठीक है, got it. Thank you.
Okay. So this was your e-commerce. This was your e-commerce. Let me save this file as well as you guys mentioned. So I'm going to put that as per the solution. Okay. It was e-commerce. Chalo. Any question in the data modeling or any question with the overall assignment part? Like if you have any other doubt from given assignments?
Yeah, Roshni.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Ram ma'am first. Yeah.
I have a doubt related to this. In my assignment, I have connected the geolocation with the customer table. Uh,
Okay.
I also wanted to connect it with the seller with an
Hmm.
idea of knowing in particular geolocation who are the customer and seller available. But I
Hmm.
couldn't do that because it stated that there's too many ambiguous paths to follow.
Correct.
Can you explain that in detail?
Correct. So, as I also said, we have to focus on the like we have to understand the focus point of our data, or our focus point of our overall dashboard. If your project is seller oriented or orders oriented, like you want to focus more about your orders and stuff, so seller would be the person where you are going to connect with your geolocation. But if your data, if your final reporting is more focused with the customer orientation, like where is customer from and all of that information from customer point of view, then I would have connected the geolocation with the customer. But as you can see, from the customer's point of view, there is only one table, and all the remaining tables here are representing something from the e-commerce background. Like there is a seller, there are the vendors, concept like types like that. So that's why this geolocation I selected and connected with this. One other reason that's also there. What's information that we have in a geolocation table? The same data we already have in a seller and customer table. What other information I'm talking about? The city and the state. Okay. If you check out the seller table, my seller table also contains the city, state, and the zip code. My customer table also contains the city, state, and zip code. Worst to worst case, if I don't connect the geolocation to any one of these two, that also will be all right. Why? Because at the end, I just wanted to know the city and state information as per the zip code. Okay. So if I already have it from the original table, then I do not have to connect it with further table. Okay. So which table to connect? First of all, which table to connect? Should I connect to the seller or customer? Focus on your make sure that your focus point is where. Like you have to understand your focus point from the table or from the overall final reporting. If your customer, if your end user or the client want you to create overall with the point of view of e-commerce data set or with respect to the seller and the orders and revenue, so in that case geolocation is the perfect match. But otherwise you can connect it with customer also. Of course you cannot connect it with both at the moment, because what happens if you try to connect these two with like this zip code and this zip code also, as you probably have got the error, it creates the ambiguity. Okay, so it is creating this circular connection. There is a click view reporting tool. In that we used to call it as a circular reference. So each table is in a circle. Sorry, not this one. Okay. So what happens here basically? So my order tables are flowing in this direction, like this table to this table and then this table. And here also this order tables is connected to the customer, and again it is going to consider here. So you are going in a loop. So which table is going to be finally selected? Okay. At the moment with this geolocation data, we do not have any specific information that we have to take which is not already there. Latitude and longitude also you can use, but city, state, and zip code can also be used equally. Okay, you can figure out like which city is having maximum seller and all. But seller also requires us to understand like from exactly where, like which are the actual places where they are available basically. So we can directly use this with the seller in our case. There is one more solution to this. Okay, like there is this geolocation, and if I want to add it for customer and seller both, anybody can try guessing like what is one more solution I can do it with. Like I as Ramya mentioned, like I have selected with seller, but what if I want to select it with customer also? If I directly connect it with customer and geolocation, it doesn't allow me because there is a circular reference. So what do you think? What is the other solution that we can go with?
Introducing this table.
That is already a breach table kind of. So even if it is a breach table, still you have to connect with this customer to geolocation. So it will not make sense. Anything else? Guess karo.
Rashika, can you please repeat one more time? Like what
So my
we
question is, we already have talked about this part where like seller, like Ramya's question was like I have connected the seller table, okay, like this seller table and the geolocation with the zip code, okay. But we also have the zip code in the customer tables. Then if I try to connect this zip code and this zip code for geolocation, it doesn't allow me. It says there is an ambiguous connection happening. Okay. So if I want to, suppose I already told you that ambiguous relationship doesn't work. There is a circular reference that happens. Okay. And then in that case, I cannot connect directly with the customer geolocation. So solution is, first of all, you have to focus about only the final reporting where your focus point is as per the final report, and only to that table you can connect your geolocation to. But just in case if I want to connect the geolocation with customer also, okay, like I want this data about latitude and longitude in customer also and in seller also, then what is the other way possible? Because the only difference that we don't have in customer and seller is latitude and longitude. Otherwise, city, state, and the zip code is already available. If you want to go in more details, only latitude and longitude is only the new stuff that we need, probably with the seller and customer table. So how can you get that? If I want it, if I want this information in both of these tables, suppose. I'm just asking you to guess, like, what are the options? What do you think? What is the other option? Additional column. How? How will you do this additional column? Okay. So the answer here is merging. Okay. So in ETL process, I'm going to merge this table with customer and I will only select latitude and longitude for customer. Same process I will do with the seller. So instead of connecting and using geolocation again here, I'm just going to merge this table with seller as well as customer, and I will only add the latitude and longitude. So when I will be doing the final modeling, that time geolocation will be of no use, because everything that geolocation is providing, I will already have it under seller and customer table. Does that make sense? Like what I asked, like there is like another option.
So by merging, which tables were merging it? Geolocation and seller.
Seller and geolocation customer.
Okay. In both tables, we can get latitude and longitude
Latitude,
by merging. Oh,
correct. But it is only in a situation where we have where we have this where we need to have this latitude and longitude. But if
uh-huh.
you don't need to use it, suppose if you think there is no purpose, there is no need of using latitude and longitude at all, so we can just keep it as well. Okay. But if you think further that I'm going to use this latitude and longitude again in future, or it is very mandatory further in the project, suppose, so I can definitely do this latitude and longitude and merge it already with the customer and seller both. Because that is the only different thing, right? Between these three tables that we try to connect, if you think about zip code and how it is connected, so city, state, zip code already there, only latitude, longitude is not. So I can take it with the merge table. Does that make sense, Ramya? Yeah,
Yeah, Chitra, thank you.
good. All right. So all right. So let's go ahead with okay. Any questions, by the way? Any further questions? With
Yes,
hmm,
yes. What is that cross filter direction that is both a
right.
single and both?
So that was a doubt clearing topic. Actually, just about this assignment question. After that, I'm going to start with this cross filter and bidirectional concept.
Okay.
Yep. So any questions on assignment? I have only got more questions from e-commerce and telecom actually. So that's why these two I selected mainly. But otherwise, okay. So it was supposed to be done in a last week only. I've made the slides from the last week. So I think we are ready for the doubt clearing, and there are a couple of topics that I want to talk about. So in this topic, we are going to talk more about Power Query Editor, the concept data modeling, active inactive relationships, cross filter relationship, merge. I believe merge is not done. So these are like, even if it says lots of topics, but there are not that many. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out. Chalo. So the concept of cross filter. So cross filter represent the direction of data, how it is flowing. Okay. So for example, I hope everyone is having attention on the screen. So for example, when this direction says this particular arrow, it represents your data is going from, okay, like this data is coming from going from order table to order payment. Okay, that's what it represents. That my order table is going from, like my data is flowing from order table to order payment. This is my single directional. Okay, it is the cross filter connection is single direction. What is this cross filter connection? It is the flow of data, like how your data is flowing. Always your data flows from primary table to the foreign table, or wherever your primary key is available, from that position to the foreign key position, your data flows. So in this situation, you can see कि order table में you have this order ID, and from this order ID to order payment, the data is flowing, and there is one to many relationship here, and the direction is this way. Okay. So how does it work? What I'm talking about the flow. So let's consider this order table and order payment table. Okay, I'm going to show it on the screen. So I have this order table. Okay, let me create this order table here like this. We are having the order ID. Okay, I'm going to create two tables. Suppose it is all about dates, and let's suppose I'm going to put it as count of order ID. Okay. No, there is order ID तो already unique है. Customer ID is also unique. Status wise, let's see. So I want to see count of status, and that also doesn't work. So order status and order count status. Okay. So this data is coming from my orders table, and second table I was going to select as कौन सा था इधर अपने पास order payment. So in order payment, again we are having order ID, but instead of order ID, I will select payment type and count of payment type. Okay. So let's make the bigger size. So currently we are with the single direction. Okay. This is my data. Same data here. So this is my order table. Let's make the title orders, which is my dimension table. Okay. But from this table, suppose we are getting the one. Okay, this is my that table, and this is the order payment where many is there. Okay, which means it might be our where our foreign or it is not a fact, but foreign key is available. Suppose. Okay, my spelling is wrong. Foreign key. All right. So what happens in this situation? As I said, ki order table data is flowing from order table to order payment. So if I make any changes in here, the data here is also going to change. Why? Because my order table data is flowing from this table to this table. So whatever I'm going to select here, accordingly, your data available in order payment is going to get updated, because my data is flowing from order table to the order payment. But on the other hand, if I select anything here in order payment, my data here is not changing. Why? Because the direction of my data is from orders table to order payment. How we are understanding that? Because of this flow. This is my cross filter concept. My data is flowing from orders table to order payment, and because of this, because of this flow which is going from orders to order payment, if you select anything from orders table, order payment will change. If you select anything from order payment, nothing will change. Okay. This is because it is single flow. Let's see how it looks like. So in cross filter direction, it says single. It means only one way data is going to flow from order table to order payment. But in this case, if I select both, okay, if I go and select both, so what's going to happen? data is going to like travel from both the sides. It is going to flow from both the sides. Either you can go from orders to order payment, but order payments to order. So now if I select anything here, my orders table is also getting changed. You can see the numbers, and that is also getting changed here. If I select it from here, that is also updating. Why? Because data is flowing in both the directions. Now try guessing why we don't use both directions. Why do we have to only use one direction? Like that is a single direction thing. And if you check, if you look at it, when we were having one-to-one relationship, by then you get both direction automatically. Okay. So try guessing ki why don't we get bidirectional when there is a many in a table or many in a connection, and why do we only get it when we are having one-to-one relationship or many-to-many relationship? Why do we get this both? By the way, first of all, do you understand like how this single direction and the both direction flows and works? Does it make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
All right. Okay. So my next question is try to guess like why do we get one-to-one when it is a like why do we get flow in both direction when it is one-to-one relationship, and why should we not use both direction when it is one-to-many relation, one-to-many or many-to-one relationship? Okay, I remember Ashutosh, I guess, was raising the hand, I guess, for any other question, but still, if you have any question, you can ask.
Yeah,
And if
I
there is
no
an
no no. You answered that already when you're explaining this profit.
okay, all right. Any guesses, guys? If you have understood how the flow is working, single flow and both direction flow, on that basis, try to figure out why it is going with the one-to-one relationships only. Why can't we do it with one-to-many or many-to-one? Anyone? In the slides also I have given that information. If you select single, then the filter from the table on the one side will filter through to the single on to the table on the many side. This setting is signified by a single arrowhead on the relationship in the model view. If from both tables will flow in both directions. Such relationships are known as bidirectional. This setting is signified by two arrowheads, like it goes in both direction on the relationship like in the model view, facing in the opposite direction. When this option is selected, you can also select apply security filter in both direction to take the row level security. Okay. So the purpose, like why can't we get many to many normally also, it's because of the ambiguity concept. So if data is going from one to many, it makes sense because at the end there will be only one output. If I'm selecting anything, there will be only one output in this area. If I select anything under orders table, which contains one side of the table, if I select anything, it is only going to give me one, like it is only going to give me all the one options available in this order payment. But agar many side hai, if you are having a many side and you are trying to change the data in this area, it is going to give the ambiguity, exactly which person is calling for. Just in case if you would have more than one Amit in the class, okay, like there are three Amit and there is one Rushika, and if I say Amit, please answer the question, then there would have been the ambiguity in the class, like which Amit I am talking about here. So my flow as one Rushika to three Amit, if I'm asking one Amit, like if I'm asking you that, it is ambiguous. Okay, like if one Amit is asking for the Rushika, I will understand. But for me to call and to check it for three values, it will be difficult to understand, right? I don't know, like if that question, if that example makes sense, but it is about ambiguity basically. Like if I'm saying, if I'm asking for from multiple items, like what is that particular value which has the same name, then it is going to throw the ambiguity, like exactly from whom you are going to talk about. Because at the end, when you create a model, it only deals with one column at a time. So if that column only contains multiple values, like if that column only contains a duplicate, so in that case, it is going to throw the ambiguity. One-to-one by default shows the bidirectional because you go from order to customer or you go from customer to order. It is only going to return one value only. There is no duplicates to go for. So if I say ki order number 3, who is the customer for that, so there will be only one person who is going to call out. If I say ki, customer number 5, what is the order for that, there only one value it is going to get called out. And that's why one-to-one bidirectional makes sense. One-to-many or many-to-one bidirectional will give ambiguous or wrong answer at all. Okay. So that's why always try to focus when that was always try to create the bidirect, like automatically only it is going to get created. You do not have to do that by yourself. So bidirectional will only be there when you are having the one-to-one relationship. Okay. Yeah, Ashutosh.
So in one-to-many relationships, if we are having bidirectional filter,
Hmm?
so for let's say, so for one value, we are getting three different or multiple answers. You can say,
Correct.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. And all answers are going to be different, and we don't know what is the what the output
Exactly.
we want, or what is the correct answer we are looking, right?
Ex- Exactly. So in
Oh,
this case, if my orders, like if I'm selecting one order ID from here, so I know that there are 3 order ID coming from order payment. Okay, like they are by default. But here, if I'm calling it from order payment at the moment, so there are 3 order IDs already, suppose, and all those 3 IDs, it is going to show the ambiguity, like exactly which order ID we are talking about here. Okay, that order ID available here, like they are having 3 different rows, creating having 3 different order, like order ID value is same, but there are 3 different rows having the same value. So exactly which row we are dealing with in this case, that is where it is going to show the ambiguity. Values तो same ही रहेंगे, like order ID, number, name is going to be same, and that's why we are connecting this, and there is many option here. But the entire row, if you think about, the inside values are going to be different. Like the entire row is going to be different, but only that order ID is just because the order ID is having the same value, it is going to give ambiguous answers actually. So in short, if there is one-to-one, it makes sense having a bidirectional. If it is one-to-many, many-to-one, we should not go with the bidirectional. Okay. Again, does it make sense? This bidirectional or cross filter. This is the concept of cross filter, and that is a part of managed relationships. Okay. You will see this cross filter concept here only. Okay. Are we good? Give me thumbs ups or any like anything, something I will
Yes.
know. Okay. Cool. Others, I know it is Sunday. I know I am torturing you guys, but still. All right. And the same thing with the with the active and inactive relationship. So when you are having this solid line like this, it represents active relationship. It means whenever if I call anything from this order table, it will directly like update the number or connect the table to the order payment because there is a active relationship in this case. Inactive means when there is this. Okay, I'm going to make it inactive. So you will see there is a dotted line between the two tables. So this dotted line represents here that is this inactivity. Inactive means there is a relationship, but we are not actively using it. Okay. To use the inactive relationship, there is a DAX function called as use principal relationship, something like that. Use principal username or use
Use
there is
relation.
something user relationship, right? कुछ तो ऐसा ही नाम है. I don't remember exactly. So in that way, if you are having multiple, like if you are having inactive relationship, to access inactive relationship, we have to use a DAX function, and then we can do it. But usually when in between two tables you have one relationship, it will always be active relationship. Okay. But there will be a situation when you are going to have more than one relationship that you have to make between the tables. Okay. You will have the table that where you have to create more than one relationship between other tables. Okay. Like between two tables, there will be more than one relationship. So where do you think it is going to be happening? Actually, in our table right now, in our table also there is this case. Okay. It is not, the condition is not entirely satisfying, but still we have that case. Any guesses? Like where do you think we will have more than one relationship between two tables?
Geolocation, like
But that is going to give us ambiguous, na? It was not giving us the result at all. Inactive भी नहीं बन रहा था.
So when we are having two relationship between two tables, does it mean we are connecting two columns of one table to another
Yes.
table of
Yes.
two, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
both columns are I think both columns are making uh like unique or giving us a primary key. Like there in
Mm,
when we are
right.
using those
Mm,
column in combination, they are
mm.
giving unique result. So that's why we are like having two relationships with other tables.
Right. That is going to be one of the case. Like that is going to be the case. And in our situation here, the case represent or the case coming is from here, coming from this place, orders table. So how? If we would have a date table, suppose, so my date table could have connected to the date column and this particular date value. Okay, like let's see if I can agree. This date column, and this date column. So there would have been one date column from date table, and there are three different date columns in orders table. And if I want to select these three, so the situation that I'm talking about here in e-commerce, not just this e-commerce data, but any e-commerce, if you order anything on Amazon, Flipkart, so there is a billing date, there is a shipping date, there is a invoice date. And when you are building a report, when you are creating anything in the report, suppose, so that time you never know which particular date you are going to use. Sometimes, like might be useful, it might be required to use invoice date, suppose. Sometimes it might ask you to use billing date, or sometimes it will be as a shipping date. So when there is other than one date column that we have, so in that case you can connect to the main date table, like you can have the multiple date connections. Okay, like if I want to, I can connect this date table to this date table, and it is going to give us the inactive relationship. It is not going to work in this case, because I at least need one side, like date table. I need a date table to connect that. But many to many will happen. Sorry, inactive will happen in this situation. More than one relationship means it will be inactive. Other than one, every other relationship will be inactive. But that inactivity because of having multiple cases like this. Okay, so this is one of the scenario. Like if somebody asks, like where will you connect between the two tables, and there will be more than one relationship between the two tables. So this is the case. So best example is e-commerce: billing date, shipping date, invoice date. You are having three columns, three fields that can get connected, and that's what going to give us the active and inactive relationship. Okay, chalo, cool. Um, all right. So there is a create a common date table concept. So if you remember the data that we are dealing with, the data that we are working on at the moment, that is EDNA sales data analysis, we have built separate calendar table in that. Okay. So why do you think that calendar table is required, or how we are going to use it? Suppose calendar table. Why do we need the calendar table, separate calendar table?
if the sometimes date was not provided, then we require calendar table.
But if your date data is not there if your table is not there, suppose our date column at all is not available in our data, it means there is nothing related to time and period, time and date, suppose. So we do not, in any case, we do not need a date table, right now. Like logically, if you are having a data and in that data we don't have anything about date or time at all, so why do we need a separate calendar table? How do we connect with, and what do we connect it with? Correct.
Yes, yes.
So, but still, if I want to create, like in the last, in the our EDNA sales analysis, we have created calendar table, and there is, I guess, order date करके कुछ है अपने पास. So in that case, why do why do you think like we have created the separate calendar table? Why didn't we use the same column as order date?
Order date can be same for multiple customers, so that's why we have created a separate.
It was duplicate.
Correct. So the way we are having it here, one to many, many to one. So for date column also, we need something which is going to give us one output. So a table having all the unique values for the date That's what we need for the topic that we will understand in the next lesson. That is time intelligence function. When we are dealing with time intelligence functions, we need a table, or we need a particular table or a column which contains unique values of date. Okay, it requires a dimension table for the date, like all the values as a date value, date column, that must be unique. One more reason for having a date table is that sometimes, for example, let's see if we have this type of a date here or not. So if you check it out, mm, suppose this data that we have here, first of all, already Sachin and Sagar has mentioned this thing. Sorry, yeah, no, sorry, Sagar and Ashutosh has mentioned that thing, that the data is duplicated. First of all, that is the case. Second thing is the data is not consistent. Okay. In this case, we have it, but suppose there is 8th of September, October. So, okay, so there is 8th of October, but probably there is no 9th of October, and there is directly a 10th of October. So it is inconsistency with the data as well. That is also one of the issues that usually happens with the date column. There is one date, there is no other date, something like that. Like there is 8th, there is not 9th, there is 10th, there is not 11th. If that is the pattern, or if that is something what happening with your given data, and in the date column, given date column, then you need to have a separate date table, because in time intelligence function, you need a consistent data. If it is duplicating, still it is going to give us the wrong result. If it is not duplicating, then still, like if it is not duplicating and it is inconsistent, that is also the wrong scenario. Okay. At the moment, we have the order delivery carrier date. Let me try creating a table for this. It is not going to get connected. It will show some error actually. It is not entirely going to happen. And that is going to happen because of this time aspect of it. Each time is unique. We cannot have all the 24 hours and every minute and every second of the data. Okay. And because of that, whenever you are connecting your table in future, whenever you are connecting your date table to the main table, you're supposed to do it only with the date column, not having a time data. So in this case, each column here is unique. Logically speaking, these 3 rows, there are 3 values and they are all unique. They are supposed to get connected to something. But agar sirf date wise dekha jaye, if you just think about the date value here, so they are basically same. They are duplicating here, right? So unless and until you have a date table which contains, like you need to have a date table which contains only unique values of date only, not a time. And you have to separate this data also from the time and the date. It should only show the date value, not the time value. Okay, and then only it is going to work. So the having a date table is going to help us with the time intelligence function in future. So the reason why we are using a common date table is because it is having consistency. It doesn't contain duplicate. It is helpful for the time intelligence function. And at the end, key date table is good because we will have more options to make. Just having a year, month, fiscal year concept. Like all of these experiments, we can do it with date table at the end. Okay. So, all right. So there is a scenario-based question after this. I think it's past our time, and I'm not sure like if you guys are interested to do this or not. But I have added the questions here, and I have also added the solution as well. You can check it out, like how the solutions has been made. If you think you need this as a scenario-based question in the class also, there are scenario-based. There is also the PL300 at the end, like how the questions are solved and what questions are asked. Okay, you can go till the end. What are the topics? Okay. And if you need, you want it to be in the class, so we can do it in the class probably next time. But if you think it, because I think like it's already 9:45, 9:46, 9:45, 9:46, then I think it will get late again. Cool. So any questions? I will upload these slides on platform. If you have any doubt, anything to talk about, we can do that. If you don't understand any scenario-based question here, do ping that to me and we will talk about it probably in the class tomorrow, sorry. But other than that, any question, guys? Anything else?
Yeah, ma'am, actually, I have a request. Can you please upload the SQL session
Actually,
if it is
also didn't
possible?
get that link. Like
Okay.
yesterday and the last session also na, मैंने message
Hmm,
डाला, but
hmm,
they
hmm,
didn't share that link with me. Or actually, they didn't share it
hmm.
anywhere. In any groups, I
Okay.
didn't see that data. So if I get
Okay.
it, I will again ping them. If they
Yeah.
have, I guess Prem is collecting the data or like collecting the videos or something. So let me try pinging him, and I
Okay.
will upload those session also.
Okay. And your doubt clearing session also, last doubt clearing session.
So that is like all the doubt clearing sessions are there. Na? One session I didn't upload. That's because Vaibhav has shared his financial reports actually. So
Okay.
like he mentioned that it is confidential, but one thing that we can do, I can keep it for 24 hours. Suppose today, tomorrow, suppose 2-3 days. You can check out
Hmm,
the doubt clearing session from the beginning, like from the start or however you want.
hmm,
I will
hmm.
remove it in 1 or 2 days, suppose. So whoever
Okay,
didn't
sure.
updated, suppose whoever did not attend that time, they can check it through that. Okay,
Sure, ma'am. Sure. Thank you.
cool. Anything else, guys? Anybody else with the request question, suppose? Okay. Considering silence as a no, have a wonderful Sunday, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I hope the session was helpful. You guys are clear with the topics. If there is any other request, suppose for the doubt clearing or for next special session, do let me know with respect to topics. Okay, and I will upload. I will also upload that Achieve archive table, archive folder with all the 26 tables. You can work on that. Cool. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday. Uh, Not unfortunately, but sadly, we are again meeting tomorrow. Like it's continuously 3-4 days that everyone has to wake up and have the session. So, but after that, we will have a like after from tomorrow, it will be regular, of course. So don't worry about it. Chalo. All right. Enjoy. Tata. Bye bye.